Day one, day one. But yeah, bro, it's like so I went to a club the other night, and while I was in the club, they was playing all that throwback shit, bro. And I was like, what's crazy is I'm probably gonna have to mute this. Yep. I was like, what's crazy is we really a lot of our music, it was early. The internet wasn't that broad yet, you know what I'm saying? And with
Hmm.
everything that they got going on now, um, a lot of it didn't reach ears that of people that would like it. You know what I'm saying? The masses, the way you can put music out now, you couldn't put it out back in the day. You know what I'm
For real.
saying? You either on the road passing out CDs or some shit. You hope a bitch can't even come across YouTube. Motherfuckers might not have come across your page. What's up, Ulysses?
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Listen, I mean, so I'm gonna get back to my topic, but CC is so fucking funny because it's like you have to pause and wait for the laugh. You never know if that's really the vibe he got right now.
He came in mad because he was like, "Damn it, he did say CDs. I can't find that Funk Pioneer CD."
Straight up. But
Rich said it. I think Rich still got it, man. I need to hit him back up and see if he got it.
Rich,
yeah,
sir,
Say
please,
what?
please come off of the windmill and please deliver that mixtape if you have.
Yeah, I had to hit him up, man, and see if he still got it. If he can pull it out the archives, man. So he's still making
Straight
music
up.
up in Atlanta, I think, man.
that's what's up.
I need
Yeah,
to hit
for
him for
sure,
some
for
beats
sure.
too, actually.
Yeah, man, he be checking out everybody's stuff, man. We was on the phone about 2 months ago. We was on the phone for about almost 2 hours, bro. Going into like the wee hours of the morning, just talking, catching up, and just he got eyes on everybody, man. Cause he was it ain't that he just mentioned something. He was in detail, like, yeah, I seen this. I like how y'all doing this, and on everybody. So I like that's what's up, man. And that's what had me like thinking, like you never know who's watching you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You never know who's supporting you silently.
Right.
Um because that's still support. Everybody want to share and a like and a comment and all that, but you never know who might be putting your name in rooms and stuff like that, man.
Right.
Bruh, that
Amen to
comes
that.
that comes to a couple of different things. Somebody told me something one time, like, it was on like some being a man type shit and standing up, and it's like you never know who's watching you and who you are influencing. You know what I'm saying? I think this happened, when I was in a relationship a while back. Somebody they was coming up to me, they were like, "Man, I love what you're doing, man. Y'all in y'all relationship, yeah, yeah, yeah." And it's like it's crazy. You just going through life, but you don't know, who we're influencing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
people
facts.
watching, you know what I'm saying? And we think it, people think it's just kids that look up to you, but it be, other men, other relationships, other families, and people that, I look up to Cece. I look up to Charlie Funk. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you see a
And
motherfucker
vice
that's
versa.
they moving different, then you're like, whoa, what's going on? But it's like, it's kind of you got to pay attention to how you move. You know what I'm saying, man? Because people watching you, whether they say it or not.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
yeah,
I re I That remind me of because I always try to be kind of like Clarence Avant, bro. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And I only say that because I've
Now,
seen a
who is
documentary.
Clarence Avon for the people who don't know? Good sir.
He he is the what they call him, the Godfather of the music industry. That's what I'm calling him.
Yeah. Yes,
You know
indeed
what I'm
he
saying?
is.
So it's like he was just a man of the people. You know what I'm saying? Like he want to make sure that if he know that you talented, he see talent,
Right,
he see you working hard. He want to make sure, oh man, I want to make sure this person get put into places. I want to make sure I get them the knowledge that okay, I might not be able to put you right here, or I might not be able to say, work this situation for you. I ain't Puffy, but I might be able to get you over here with Puffy if you gonna work hard. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And in this industry, you always get people like in back rooms and in DMs, and they want to talk bad about other people. And I always try to make sure kind of dead stuff like that. And even if you kind of just give somebody like an ear to vent by like little, whatever, but it's just like you still want to make sure you keep a good rapport about yourself when people hear you talking about people. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Oh, for
That
sure.
type of
For
thing.
sure, man. Because just as somebody listening, they also judging too.
You know what I
So
mean?
you got to be careful who you vent to and what you venting about when it comes to other people, man. You know what I'm saying? I think some people they will throw shade and subtle hate towards somebody with backhanded compliments and everything. And you can read through all of that, and I say this all the time, man, um, you listen to a man long enough, man, he tell you who he is.
He'll
He
tell
tell you
you who he
exactly
is.
who he is,
I promise you
man. You
that.
know what I'm saying? It ain't no hiding it. If you listen to them, man, that's why some niggas avoid conversation.
For real.
Shit just be falling out there, but oh shit, goddamn. Oh.
They can't say some wild stuff without no ground, just slinging wild things out there. And it's like, well, that's really your character, man. Because if that's what's rolling off your tongue, that's what's in your spirit.
I'm gonna say something. See, and this is, I'm trying. I be trying to think back to our childhood sometimes to think about you, but like this is something I definitely I learn from you a lot, and I take and I put it in my daily life, yo. And it's how you pause and the things you do before you speak, and how you're intentional with your words, your phrasing, and but also how people, since a lot of people, since we're so used to people saying stuff and reacting quickly and things like that, how other people, when you do something that's a healthier way of communicating, how other people don't know how to respond to it, right? Because like I adopt your pauses, you know what I'm saying? And I be pausing and people be looking at me like, did you hear what I said? I'm like, I'm digesting this. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you know.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I got told that I was I forgot what particular woman told me this. But I was in a relationship with them and they told me that I was nonchalant. And I was perplexed by that a little bit because I had to think about, say, is it because I'm not reacting a certain way or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like I do tend to look within, and I thought about it as like I'm not quick to react. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what that ugly side is like. We all know what it's like to go Bruce Banner from Bruce Banner to the Hulk. And it's like, all right, well, unless you Professor Hulk and you got a grass on it, let's not even go there. You know what I'm saying? So it does, excuse me. It was something that you said too, intentional, man. Words matter.
Right.
And we should be intentional with our words. We should be intentional with our time and our energy and our efforts and the things that we do put those things towards, because that also speaks volumes about who we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with chilling and relaxing on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Because you were catering to yourself. It's also nothing wrong with putting in a little work. Just like I got up this morning and I'm like, I was scanning film last night. I'm learning this process and I'm realizing that, man, taking digital photos and putting them into Lightroom or Photoshop and doing some edits is way quicker than taking film photos, getting them developed, but then also having this, because the scanner don't just scan. It takes a preview, you look at it, you make sure everything's lined up, and then you hit scan. And then that could be, 2 to 3 minutes that you're sitting here waiting on something to scan. Then you get it in the program. Then you got to invert it and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't even touched the dark room and making actual prints and enlargements, but that's coming too, because I want to fully immerse myself in this process and respect it for what it is. So when I really do start creating this art, I can also put a real price tag on it, because you're going to be like, oh man, it's a dope photo, but you don't know what went into that. So when it's a $2, $3, $4, $5, $10,000 price tag on it, you like, well, why is that? Don't worry about that. You don't know the hours that I spent not only creating this photo, but mapping this out, because it goes into intentionality, right? If I get up at 2:00 in the morning to go take a flick, it's intentions behind that. It's very specific in what I'm trying to capture and what I'm trying to create. And the right people are going to understand that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that. But that's my TED talk. Thank y'all for coming.
While you was doing it, while you was illustrating with your words, I was seeing it, bro. Like, you ever watch any of them videos where they building a Rolls Royce? You know what I'm saying? Or building a Bentley? You know what I'm saying?
I haven't seen those, but I've seen them build some stuff though.
Like, bro, you got to watch like the craftsmanship of them just, going to get the leather, selecting the leather, making sure the leather is flawless, cutting the pieces for the seats, selecting, different gold, diamonds, embellishments and stuff like that, hand painting the pinstripes. As you saying all that, bro, and I'm giving this away, but ain't nobody gonna be able to do it like you. So I'm gonna give it away regardless and let them know it's coming. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's coming. I want to direct it if it don't come. You feel? But I want to see the process, bro. Like, because I miss being in like Photoshops, you know what I'm saying? And actually being a part of the actual process of seeing that develop, because I only did it for like one semester in high school, but that just all that is just like, people should see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's definitely going to be
dramatic.
It's definitely going to be it definitely will be documented, man. Here's one thing I thought about. We got a guy, famous African-American photographer by the name of Gordon Parks, right? And his I think he quoted saying that the camera was a weapon against poverty and racism, because he was able to showcase what was happening in these neighborhoods and whatnot. And everything that he had going on was documented. And it was like, what if nobody was there to document it? We would never know these stories and these tales. You know what I'm saying? And it's important. So think about all the lost conversations that you can't have with your grandparents who may have passed away, or your great grands, or your uncle, or whoever, right? We don't get that time back. And it made me say, not only do I want to turn the camera on, I also want to snap these photos of these people in my life, even y'all to include, to where, I can go back and be like, and laugh and be like, dang, my homie was on something. Even going through all the behind the scenes stuff that I did, I was looking at one particular behind the scenes and I was like, it's crazy, because guess who was holding the camera? It was Aaron, Michael Joe May.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I had a smile on my face, but I was like, that's a memory that I get. Like, y'all ain't seen it. Nobody's seen it yet. And I was like, dang, I don't even want to clip this up just yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I get to hold that near and dear to my heart. But there's a story behind that now. You know what I'm saying? That I get to tell, like, yo, that's the homie. And he was holding me down, doing my behind the scenes. And that was one of the first times that he came to see me, you know what I'm saying, as he was passing through here and whatnot. And yo, that stuff is important, I think, you know what I'm saying, because it's conversational, but it's also something that we can reflect on and ride on.
Bruh, you said something and it's so funny you say that, because I had the other day, I went to Aaron Page and I seen some content, and it's so, we like the world that we live in, we're able to leave people with so many videos. And I went to thinking about some shit, man. I'm like, man, all these funny videos and shit I make, I'm going to have a lot of time with my kids, but I'm like, damn, I really want to sit down and do like a confessional thing and just leave like a bunch of shit, a bunch of little videos saying shit to my kids. You know what I'm saying? Maybe throughout life, before I go, I might tell them the shit already, but I think that would be dope for them to still have like a video where it's like I'm legitimately still talking to them and telling them shit about being men. Cause it's like so much shit that we go through. We're not always going to think about the things to tell our kids about being men right now, because maybe they're not at a stage to receive it. But I'm like, damn, maybe I'm not using the time frame that we're in right now well enough. Like, how cool is that if my child is mourning me or whatever, miss me something, and he can pop in. I'm about to say a fucking tape. Don't know about that tapes. But he could pull up some shit where it's like it's on some Superman shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, giving motivation, because we know the shit we go through throughout life, and sometimes we don't know who to go to in certain situations to get some shit, but like have pre-recorded motivational speeches for my son, man. And that idea popped in my head the other day, because sometimes we don't think about passing on and shit, but when I went to Aaron Page, legitimately that shit popped in my head. I'm like, yo, I really need to record some shit and put it on a hard drive or something. Yeah. And be like, yo, this is for my son. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's some shit that over time I have already told him, it still would be cool to hear that shit again.
No, let me tell you something, bro. I got a I call it a throwaway notebook. It ain't got no lines. It's just a book, you know what I'm saying, of just blank pages. Mm-hmm. And I'm where I write my random thoughts on Twitter, or how I used to do on Facebook, where I just share a thought. I'm starting to do that in that book, because, I was thinking about the same thing you said. I want my son to be able to, whenever I go away, him to look back and say, okay, well, I know who my dad presented himself as, but this is who my dad really was. Because at the end of the day, we do present ourselves a certain way. We do not completely give over ourselves being vulnerable to anybody. You know what I'm saying? So in that moment, giving him them intimate thoughts and ideas and expressions that I have that he can pass on, and also doing a video series, bro. Yeah. Like, just think about turning the camera on yourself and just really expressing yourself. And nobody has to see it, but being very raw with your feelings and emotions, that's just the truth, man. Anybody can sit back and be like, yo, this nigga's crazy as fuck. Or I feel what he's saying, or he lost his fucking mind.
Right. I mean, and you just said something, because I don't know how you are with your kid and Charlie Funk, how you will be, but I feel like right now, for the most part, I don't show a lot of weakness to my boys. And when I say weakness, you know what I'm saying? I think because I have to be strong for him. I know the other day I was driving and it was pouring down, raining, and he was fucking terrified in the car. He's like, Daddy, can we just stop for a little while? I ain't gonna lie, I was scared, but I'm like, nah, it's cool, son. You know, we got, you know what I'm saying? Because if I show, if he look over there and I'm over there, bitch, like,
He gonna
he's
panic,
gonna be
panic.
scared, right? So it's like you know, I hope that at some point I can really be honest with him and show, you know, I know at some point I can, but when they're younger, I feel like you got to show a lot of strength for them. I haven't had an opportunity yet where I feel like I've shown him that, you know, it's okay for a man to be down, and I've told him it's okay to be sad, but I don't think he's seen those moments yet. Because some of those, you know, there would be so many more questions. Daddy, why you sad this and that, and the thing that
Do
I'm
we
sad about might not be something I can share with him.
do we really think that we should be sad in front of certain people? Here's what I mean by that, right? Because like with your kids and or your lady, or even sometimes your parents, or anybody that comes to you with troubling news, and when they're in dire need or help, energy is infectious. Okay,
Yeah.
the dominant energy is going to rule, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes, yeah, we can be fearful, we can be sad, but yo, we shouldn't display that. I don't think in that time. That's the
Right.
time to be courageous and show them how to push through, because then they say, okay, yeah, yo, I can probably feel Pops is scared because I'm scared,
Right.
but look at what he did. He was able to push through. Because trust me, brother, I don't been in some rain too. I'm like, nigga, I'm getting off the interstate right now because these wipers ain't wiping fast enough.
And don't let a damn truck hit a puddle next to you. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm glad we stumbled upon this, bro, because this is definitely something that I'm like, man, you know, because I look at Aaron stuff and I'm like, damn, it's dope that I can go back and look at videos of my dog at any time. But I'm like, that we have these powerful tools where we can leave messages and memories for people. And you know, we may be underutilizing them though, but you know, that was just a random thought, bro.
On so many levels, we are grossly underutilizing them. You feel me?
Yeah, but everybody, we just want to welcome everybody to the new day ones. It's Saturday, people. I know we didn't want to start the conversation, man. You know, we just wanted to keep it going. But again, we do want to say shout out to everybody. I actually was thinking about all of y'all.
Real.
Man,
what up, Tracy?
Because I was like, yo, y'all really show up just to hang out with us. we don't necessarily be bullshitting, but we literally be, you know, hanging and whatnot. Hold on one sec.
Yeah. And I was gonna ask something a second ago, but I'm gonna wait for C to be back active because this shit is gonna go.
Who else didn't want to hang with us? It don't matter because y'all did.
Y'all did.
God did, and y'all did.
Dream talk, I love it. Yeah, man. What else I say? Bro, I was at the gym today and I was trying to do lunges. And like sometimes my knee is good. Sometimes my knee is not that good. My knee was hurting like a motherfucker. All I had was like a 50-pound barbell on my back, bro. I was like, I just can't do these lunges right now. And it wasn't even the top hat. I got tendonitis. I've had it since a child. It was like the bottom lump of the knee. But it was hurting. I was like, God damn it. I gotta stop these lunges. It wasn't feeling good. Little man got forward.
You do
what's the
do
bottom lump
yoga?
of the kney?
Look, I got 2 lumps on my knee. Oh shit. Look, I don't know if you can
I don't know what the bottom lump is.
There's my normal knee, and this ashy shit right
my
here.
My normal knee
is the bottom lump. I got 2 bottom lumps in my shit.
Oh shit. Are you okay, sir? Oh shit.
I'm all right.
Oh man, the magic you get at day ones.
Hold on, I can't hear y'all. Hold on, let me get back in. My bad. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey.
My bad.
Listen, if
hold on one second. Y'all go ahead.
If I'm gonna wait till you figure, I'm gonna wait to figure out if you okay to laugh with a person.
I'm good. It was just I got soft wood floors. I'm good. I'm
loud.
But if this shit was terrazzo, do you know what terrazzo is?
Oh man, dog, that's the hardest, slipperiest. That slippery when wet, no matter what you got on your foot.
That shit will hurt no matter how you fall. But yeah, man, my knee. I'm getting old, and I'm gonna tell you something. I was in the club, y'all. Like, you know, I still see myself as young. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider myself older. But I was in this club, and I seen a lot of people that I could see were clearly holding on to their youth, right?
Oh
Dudes
shit.
still wearing super huge clothes. They even older than me, like, and I'm like, they still thinking they in their 20s, right? They in the same club they probably came to. It was a club in Tampa called Tally Ho. And then I said something that it hit different. I was like, you ready for this? I was like,
Talk to
yo,
me.
I was 18, 19 years ago.
Oh man.
And I was like, yo, it's
This
just
is
something
true.
about it. I was like, I was 18, 19 years ago. That shit sucks. I was like, it's a whole nother 18-year-old that then came
Wait,
up since I've been 18.
wait. 18, 19,
Yeah,
Speaking of
37.
10-year-olds, did y'all see that Ari
I was
Spears and Tiffany?
I was gonna go to it. Go ahead. Tell her.
Hey, yo, that shit's wild, man. Everybody in the chat. Y'all,
Damn.
did y'all see that, man? Did y'all see that? Did anybody check in
Nah.
on that story? Yeah,
Aries
man.
Spears and Tiffany Haddish.
Ari
What
Spears
happened?
and Tiffany Haddish are being sued by two well, they were kids, but two adults now for I think they saying that they molested them when they was kids
Oh,
and doing these skits that was sexual in nature. And then
oh,
I seen a video. Lee sent me a clip of it, the video, and I'm gonna tell you, it was uncomfortable to watch. And I'm not just saying that because of the headline and the song. It literally was uncomfortable to watch. Because there was no other way. Like you could have, I don't know. Ari Spears was playing a pedophile, and like you had a little boy in his underwear playing with a toy, and he's like sitting on the couch with a newspaper, and he drops the newspaper, and it's like two eyes cut out in the newspaper, and he's like, playing like he's looking at the little boy and everything, and it was uncomfortable to watch, yo. Like I didn't see the humor, and it
Yeah,
made me think about. Actually, I'm gonna stop there, but I'm gonna tell you what it made me think about after that. Y'all, how y'all feel about that?
so again, and then I think you got to paint the picture. The little boy is sitting here in underoos with his legs wide open, and they're filming this. I'm like, I couldn't. Number one, I didn't understand the humor, and I didn't understand the purpose of the video. Now, I'm like, in the fact that I'm never going to tell nobody not to tell a story, but I'm like, how you tell it is what matters to me. And I feel like the child didn't even need to be in his underwear. It wasn't funny, and I'm like, I thought there were a couple of different ways they could have went with it to make it funny. They could have been, like the uncle's doing it, and maybe the kid end up beating his ass later on, or the mama catch him and beat his ass or something. But it's just like, I'm like, you weren't trying to bring awareness to this. So now, granted, it's an old video, but I'm like, I don't understand what the purpose of it was because it wasn't funny.
I don't like it at all, bro. You know why? Because one, I don't see the humor and shit like that, and I be trying not to sound like a fucking a grouch or a fucking what you call I don't even know what you call it. But when it come to kids, bro, a
Yeah,
lot of time I don't even want to hear kids cursing
right,
on these little shows and these movies and stuff like that. Simply for the fact that in my mind, I always go back to these childhood stars, the Drew Barrymores
right,
and all that shit that they had to go through. You know what I'm saying? And they signing waivers and they're around adults and they being treated as adults and shit like that everywhere they
right,
go on these sets, and they being separated from their parental units, not separated, but
right.
you know,
Not around. Yeah,
they ain't around them like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's
right.
like you got these other adults who already doing whatever the fuck they out here doing in Hollywood and introducing these kids to whatever. And then you get stuff like this. You feel
Yeah,
me?
If it's I think entertainment, comedy, whatever it is, people do go for a shock value, right? The shock factor, right?
mm-hmm.
And it made me think about, yo, you gotta be funny if you're trying, if it's comedic, right? So when I watched, I was like, yo, where's the funny? And that's what it
Right,
made me think about how a lot of people get in trouble just saying wild shit and then they try to hide it by comedy,
right.
but
Hmm.
you didn't have a clever comedic observation on it.
Right.
That's why I can appreciate a Dave Chappelle, because he's speaking from a certain place that you can relate to and you can understand the Chris Rocks, the George Carlins, the Patrice O'Neills, all of this stuff, even the craziest shit that's said, especially about Patrice O'Neil, it's like, you got a point. You know what I'm saying? But this skit was not it. And even though this was in the past, I don't think, you know what? That's another question I got. Do you think your past actions should define you?
Depends on what the actions are, what type of actions they are.
So there's a box that you got for that, like, yo, I'll allow these things, but these things are like a no factor. Like I won't look past that.
Right. So
and if you've atoned for it, kinda, if you spoke up for it, yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's
different. I wonder about that. When do we allow growth and grace?
Right. Because I mean, like, if people knew I used to surf on the top of my car, if that was on my resume applying for management positions, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you know, you don't think I've grown since that point? You don't think I'm a
You haven't. You just surfed on that chair and bust your ass.
The My Nissan video?
Well, that was fun. That was fun.
This is very true. Hey, hold on. Lee, you see, it be your own people.
But what I was gonna say in your defense is it looks great on your comedic resume.
Right.
But you ain't never never ran around as an adult and did nothing wild with no child to try to make a joke.
This is true. I didn't surf on the roof of the car while the child was driving. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put your car seat in the car. You gonna drive, and I'm right. That actually would be funny.
Nothing, but you ain't did nothing. If it's in a controlled environment, you know what I'm saying? That would be funny. But you ain't did nothing questionable with no child or nothing with no woman that somebody can go dig up that you done kind of not necessarily swept under the rug, but just didn't promote necessarily because you didn't get the response that you really was looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
For shit like that, I'm kind of like, oh, well, you know, if we wouldn't have found out, then you just would have been kind of in the clear.
Right.
But somebody dug it up. You know, or did they dig it up? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this came about, but
because it was out there. It was out there. And so I think people should, you know, it's just like, you know, people that go to jail that now can't vote. It's like, wasn't the jail time my punishment? Why is there 3 stages to my punishment? You know what I'm saying?
That's why I was about to go with it.
Like, what the fuck?
The thing about it though, they can request their rights back, right?
Yeah.
That's just not known. That's not widely known, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
They don't want it to be, but yeah, you're right.
Let's say like back in the day, right? Back in the day when they used to have like a short ass, well, some places got that short ass, like you could kill somebody and you can be out in like a dove. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got people who is killers that's walking the street. You feel me? Yeah, New Orleans.
Yeah,
you feel
New Orleans, yeah.
But
murder ain't murder don't hit the same out there. It's like, nigga, that's why dudes be like, I got 2 bodies. As long as you ain't got more than 10, you're good. You know what I'm saying?
But Pete, this though, if they never got caught and never did a sentence for it, there's no statute of limitations on it. Are they still gonna get thrown in jail for that murder? Or are you gonna take the excuse, oh, you know, I ain't killed nobody in 20 years? Even that's the, you know what I'm saying? I killed them 30 years ago.
Yo, think about that. Oh, think about that though. Think about that.
What and I didn't change my life.
What is the debt that is paid to society when you go to jail? So what if I did commit a heinous act against, you know, another individual, right? And that was when I was maybe in my youth, you know what I'm saying? And now 20 years later, I don't donated X amount of money to colleges and I don't started programs and did all this wonderful shit. And then that come back to haunt me. Do I then got to do that bid for that murder? Or did I redeem myself by paying back to society?
That's a tough question, man. And
I know
that's a tough question because I gotta, you know, if I'm that person, I would feel like, yo, you know, I don't redeem myself. But then you got to think about the person's family and the people who feel like, you know, like, well, I'm glad you lived a good life. I'm glad you did this, but that this person still doesn't get to be here now.
So a lot of families, when they done wrong, they get this monetary settlement, right? Because that don't fix nothing. But what if I got the means to just say, you know what, I'm gonna break you off 50 million if you can forgive me? Or do you want me to go to jail? Think about that.
It really comes down to forgiveness.
To go to jail.
It ain't, bro.
No, brother.
Nah.
No,
I ain't
brother.
even
No,
gonna...
this is a good hypothetical. Somebody wronged you, Lee. Somebody wronged you, right? Like, I don't know. I think our mothers are the most nearest and dearest thing to our hearts. You know what I'm saying? And then we got kids. So that too, right? Your father and everything. But your mother's like, just the thought of losing your mother can put you in a spot. If somebody took your mother away from you and then years down the road, that person gets found out and he don't change his life and did all this stuff, right? And he said, look, man, I got 50 million. You forgive me? Or do you want me to go serve this time?
I'm gonna tell you why.
And he starts to tell you all the good things he's done in this great community and for this nation. But go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna take the money. Now that you put it like that. Because my mama ass will come back as a ghost and haunt me if I don't take the money. She go back, I'm fucking dead. You better take that goddamn money. I know this is some real shit. My mama be like, you a goddamn fool. If you died and the nigga offer me 50 million, I'm gonna take it and say, have a nice day, sir. That's my mama. I guarantee. Hold on. Let me keep talking. I'm gonna see if I can get her ass on the phone real quick. I want to hear she working.
Yeah, that is funny, man.
I'm gonna take the money in a civil suit, because if you take my queen away from me before it's her time to go, the queen specifically, either they got to take you or I got to send you.
Hello, son.
What's up, Ma? Hold on one second, Charlie phone. Ma, I got a hypothetical question real quick. I'm on this show. If say somebody killed me, right? They took me out of the life before you had a chance to say goodbye, and it took me too soon. But the person changed their life years down the road, and they like, you can either send me to jail or I can give you $50 million to forgive me for what I've done with you. Are you going to, do you want to send the person to jail for killing me? Or are you going to be like, you going to forgive him and take the 50 million?
I'm going to take that $50 million shit.
He said the mouth.
I'm going to take his $50 million first, and then I'm going to call the police and see what yeah.
You ain't no goddamn good, Ma. All right, I'm going to call you later.
All right, love you.
Love you too. I told you.
Hey,
one way or another, they got to go home.
That's real though. That's real. A lot of people be on this moral high ground of look. We can't change nothing. We can't change nothing right now, man. Go on, give me that 50 million, man. Because
right.
Who knows how I can flip that 50 million and then go ahead and get you that mind.
I'm gonna get my peace of mind one way or the other.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Niggas die every day, B. Niggas die every day, B.
You got 50 million, but you only accounting for 30 on the books. I don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
it right now.
But that's some real talk, man. But that's tough. But yeah, but this retro, it's still hard, man. It's just kind of like, hey, but I guess, at the end of the day, what Tupac said it best. I always got to worry about the payback. Some nigga that I roughed up way back, coming back after all these years. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat. That's the way it is. I mean, he talk about some nigga coming to shoot him, but hey, at the end of the day, any of this bullshit I done in the past can always come back to bite me, and I got to kind of be prepared. You reap what you sow type shit. So to some degree, hey, you got to kind of expect it.
Be karmically good to the world, and the world
to the world, to the world, and the world will be good.
Make sure you thank your water as well.
Yeah, thank your water straight up.
Definitely thank your water.
But I mean, it's a tough topic, bro. Because I hate some of this shit where people be retro coming back for motherfuckers, and I'm like, come on, bro, really? This what we doing? You know what I'm saying? But
and that's the thing. It is what we doing. So it's best to not even. But
I was like, all this
out there, it's best to not even.
All this cancel culture. I'm trying to figure out what I was watching the other day, bro. And I'm like, fucking American Psycho. I've never seen this movie, first and foremost.
What?
I've never seen this fucking. I'm in this bitch wilding out, and I'm like, he's canceled. Everybody involved in this movie is canceled. I feel like a lot of the new generation still hasn't seen a lot of the shit that we put out back in the day. I feel like if they were to go watch a bunch of these old movies, they'd be like, what the fuck?
Nobody really like what was being said was a reflection of society back then. Like
right,
all the
right.
dialogue, it was just facts, right? Like, what is that movie, Animal House?
Yeah,
Animal House.
Yeah.
There's a sexual assault scene in there that for some reason they deemed that to be cool. He wore a mask and pretended to be the chick's boyfriend and had sex with her. Like that, you can't do that. But back then it was a ha ha he he. Animal House is one of those classic movies, right?
Right.
I don't fucking like it. I never seen it. You know what I'm saying? That's what that shit was, man.
Yeah, that's funny. I've never seen that either. I mean, that's not
funny. Back to the Future. There's got some incestual some incestual things happening in that movie too.
Incestual Porkies. They're peeking through the wall in the girls' locker room.
That's normal though.
Yeah. I didn't.
No, I'm just nobody. I don't think nobody did that. Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now
girls' locker room,
sneaking a girl into the boys' locker room. You know, that's a little different. You know, we might have done that. I'm not saying we did or
you snuck a girl into the boys' locker room.
Nigga, we snuck a piano into the boys' locker room.
Wait, how did you go from women to a piano, dog?
Because things happened on top of the piano.
Had the serenade on the piano.
Building 16.
Oh,
dressing room. Yeah, dressing room. Not locker
Building 16 was different. It was definitely Building 16, Building 7, and the auditorium. Chapter.
Bruh. We had a dark room. Whose idea was this? To have teenage kids with access to an all-black room, a room where if you turn the lights off, you can't see shit.
Teenage kids shouldn't be in theater.
No, they need to have key cards and all of that right now. Like they need to be somebody specifically needs to be keeping account of who's in the rooms right now.
Bruh.
I know for sure there's one's kids that would concede Patreon.
I remember at the Mahaffey.
You just started it.
Oh my god.
You just started. Let's go.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna title this episode "Telling on Ourselves" now.
Holy guacamole.
So that's the thing too, because it's like we're still friends with people, so I would never tell these stories and names because not that it would put somebody out, but it's like they got a story too. But we was wild. We was wild, man. We was young kids. Maybe they say it's the preacher's kids, right? I got a bad combination of both because I'm a preacher's kid and an art kid. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Just out here in these streets.
I'm technically a preacher's kid. Whoa.
I was nice. I was good and wholesome before I met you, CC. Like I seen my first naked ass around you. Yeah, I was.
Wait, whoa.
In that pool. In that pool. Yep. That was the first. Yep. I'm like, oh, we're swimming. Oh, ass. Okay. This is what's happening right now.
You stupid. You stupid. You stupid. Why you?
I was a wholesome child until I met you, bro.
Yo, we was wilding. Yo, remember when we was in the car? And they was
somebody pulled their ass out. What happened?
We went to the beach. We headed to the we're talking about that. Yeah. That's why I told you it's crazy, dog.
Ass cheeks.
Bruh,
a lot of random ass cheeks in the. I mean, it wasn't random. I know I can tell you who's all ass cheeks I've seen in high school.
Listen, high school was a trip.
Y'all ass cheeks so much. I'm not sure this is a public.
Now,
area.
You know.
Go ahead.
You know it was dope. Hold on.
Bro, so imagine. So how are you going to handle, finding things out like this about your child? You know what I'm saying? When you have kids, bro, and your son. And again, okay, two questions. How would you? How would you handle it? Finding out like your son's having sex, finding out your daughter's having sex. Because they be saying, hey, we be doing shit differently. Like you reacting the same or what? What you doing?
It depends on when and where. Because It don't care how many bills you ever pay in this house. That's that's one of the rules my mama had in this house. Don't you bring nobody in this house.
Don't you bring nobody in this house. But
And if you bring somebody in this house, boy, they better be out so damn fast, boy.
Well, listen, if I would rather my daughter had sex in the house than up under the bleachers somewhere. I would be like, you gotta treat you with more respect than that. You know what I'm saying? That's the argument. That's the argument I'm gonna have with my daughter. Be like, you really out here under the bleachers? You make him get up. You know what I'm saying? And my son, I don't know what I'm saying to my son. I'm like, you really tried it, huh? You you really brought a bitch in here. You really tried it. Oh, you think you grown now, huh? You think you grown? Well, you know what? You finna get one of these bills around this motherfucker. You still can't bring nobody up in this goddamn house. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, nigga gonna already have a bill fucking around with me.
I remember.
We got hustles.
Bro, I remember I found out my stepdaughter was messing around, and I was like, "This is the stepdaughter," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I ain't," you know what I'm saying? I was like, "Yo, what?" I went to move her car, and like, because her car was behind my car, and I hopped in, and on the passenger seat was some panties. And I'm like, "Oh my god!" I moved the car, and I was like, "Yo, you might want to clean your car." Like, and then I just left, bro.
I'm gonna give it one.
It was my stepdaughter. We were talking about we had moved over to like how all the crap we done in high school. How you gonna handle it with your son versus with your daughter? You know what I'm saying?
Look, man, I'm gonna tell you this. All right, this is what it is. There's nothing. My son called me about He said he wanted to get a taper, and I had told him when he locked his hair, I was like, you can't do nothing till you turn 18. And then he went and did something behind my back. Like he told me about it, but I was just like, yo, you still went behind my back, right? So, I was doing something. He called me about the taper. I told him, I said, hey, man, I don't care. I said, you're going to do it anyway. I say, so just go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? As small as that is, but this is what I want to understand. Because now that he's broken that level of respect and trust, I'm still going to guide you in this life, but I'm not going to control you. So you do what you want to do, right? Because you can either end up in jail or you can end up dead or whatever, but I literally cannot force you. You know what I'm saying? And part of that, you can't do nothing to your hair it was about discipline. It's about respect and it's about discipline and following the rules. He got to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Because he want to dye his hair. He want to do all that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know what? I can't stop that because he literally is me.
Yeah.
So I just got to let him be himself and explore. And if he's me, that means he's going to be wilding the fuck out.
That brings me to a question. You said something about like you can't. I was reading something a while back, and it's like you're trying to teach your kids as much as possible before the age of 12. They're like by the age of 12, 13, you're really just guiding them at this point, and you hope whatever you try to instill in them is helping them make the better decisions because our minds, sure we're going through puberty, but our minds are going through something because we think we're adults now and we want to make our own decisions. So we should be handling them differently. T.I. and his son, you know what I'm saying? He said something because they were asking him about how he feels about his son getting in trouble. And he's like, look, I done told him the road that he's going down. He's going to keep getting in jail. I feel like T.I. was saying basically, you out the nest, you got to fly on your own. How do y'all feel about, when relinquishing, clearly, Cece, you kind of touched on it, relinquishing the rings, letting go of the rings and saying, letting them fly, see how they wings are.
I don't have a child, right? But as a child who was treated that way, not treated that way, but raised that way.
You had that liberty or that privilege.
Yeah. And my mama told me basically what you told me, CC, you feel me? Like, y'all remember like when I started growing my hair out in school, my mom was like, look, if you're going to keep it up, if you're going to grow your hair out, you're going to keep it up. Now, she a little older school, so she was like, look, I ain't got no daughter, so if you want to do braids and all that extra shit, then you got a job. So in order to have a job in this house and have the the privilege to pay these a bill, you know what I'm saying? You first got to keep your grades up and being respectful and following all these rules. That's first and foremost. You feel me? And then if you want to do that extra shit, okay, now you got a job, so Now you got a car. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep your hair up, cool. Your auntie do hair, you can go to the salon and get your hair done there. But you ain't finna be all up under these women and all that shit there and doing all that shit because you're not grown yet. You still in
Right.
my house. You feel me?
Right.
Now once you get and when you turn 18, if you decide that you want to continue to go to school and work and pay another bill around here and earn your spot here, I'll let you do that.
Right.
But once you start smelling yourself too much and you're a little too grown and our lifestyles don't fit, you're a grown man. You need to get to where the fuck you need to be at.
Right.
And
Right.
she said it to me just like that. You feel me? And she's like, I'm not trying to be harsh with you. I'm not trying to be mean to you. But the world gonna be way more harsh to you than I am. And I would hate to see that happen to you. So I want to train you up for that first and foremost. How to carry yourself.
Yeah.
That's something that I like with the situation that just recently happened with him. I had to lay it out for him, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about the company that you keep. And if you want to keep hanging around, these people don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? Because of the circumstances and situation that this person put you in, this is what potentially could have happened. And if they don't feel any remorse behind that, then that lets you know how they feel about you. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, a lot of this shit start with self-love, right? You got to know yourself and you got to value yourself. Because if you don't value you, then you don't value the motherfucker next to you. That means you out here doing reckless shit and you're going to put that person in a compromising position too. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that is. And we all know that getting your hair braided was a gateway drug to busting some goddamn cheeks. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what's funny that you said that though, right? I ain't had sex until I got out of high school.
Word.
I lost my virginity when I was working for the radio station.
Damn.
Like
that makes sense.
You feel? Like I literally, bro, I was damn near scared. Like I was around all the women and all y'all know I was around all the females.
But
like,
the women loved you though, brother.
Right. That's why I'm tripping off of it, bro.
I lost a girlfriend or two because I wouldn't have sex. Like he used to have them like stripped down. I had a couple of them stripped down in the Malibu and in the LeSabre. But the LeSabre had good
car sex car sex I think is a lost art.
We did everything but, you feel me?
But
I was afraid of having a kid before high school, to be honest, before leaving
Me too. Man, I got a couple issues. So for one, I had the same thing. Girl broke up with me because I wasn't trying to have sex with her. That's how I ended up having sex. My homeboy, and she broke up with me. My homeboy came down the hallway. You like, yo, what happened with you and so and so? I'm like, I don't know. She broke up with me. He went to class. He had the same class with her. This fool was running down the hallway. I was like, what's up, man? He said, hey, she said she broke up with you because you didn't want to have sex with her. I say, what? Where's she at? Hey, when you want to have sex?
Y'all got it back together.
Yeah, guess what she was? The preacher's daughter.
Loud. Don't say
here we go. That's so crazy. Hey, St. Pete small as fuck, dog.
St. Pete is small as hell, bro. Super small. Yo, I remember here's another thing I'm thinking about. You saying you not have sex until you got out of high school, bro. I had at least 2 grown ass girlfriends. I remember being 15. Y'all remember when my hair was gold?
So there's a story behind why his hair was gold.
Dude, hold on, please. Is this Patreon or is this? Can we do this now?
I gotta remember the story behind I gotta remember the story behind why my hair was gold. But anyways, so one of the times I remember I was getting off the school bus, dog, or something. I'm walking home from school. I'm trying to remember how this shit happened. No, I wasn't walking home. I don't know. I was walking home from school and I seen this chick that was driving. You know me, I'm pew, 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 bitch. I'm shooting my shot, right? I'm hollering at shorty. She's like, "Oh, you cute, this and that." We talking. Shorty 21. I'm 15. Now I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. She wasn't the finest thing, so I can't just be bragging like, yeah. But I was like, oh, nigga, I got me a 21-year-old. But I'm like, yo, what the hell did a 21-year-old see in a 15-year-old, yo? Like, and we were dating. She used to do my hair and shit like that. But I still ain't bust her down. But then I was working at the car wash, And this chick used to come in there, she be hitting on me heavy, bro. But like she ain't know I was like 16. So she was talking about going on trips. I want to take you on a cruise and all this. I'm like, yo, what the hell? So I'm tripping because I don't know how to yo, I'm like, so she hitting on me so heavy, but I know I'm like dodging the fucking thing. I know she like, what's up with him? Cause I'm like, I don't know how to progress with this. Like, shorty, I'm smooth 17, and I know you grown as fuck. You got a shorty, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I was talking to like grown ass women in high school, bro. That shit was wild.
I feel like, that. The St. Peter's full of
did we have a shortage of men or what?
On the next to catch a predator.
To catch a predator. I feel like that. I don't ever see women on that show.
You're right. You don't. Because why is that?
Do they move safer? You know, they just hit on students at schools. I don't know.
You know.
Hey, but while we wait on CC to get back, man, I gotta tell you
about that too. That's Patreon action.
I gotta tell you about the comedy show that I did last night, right? So y'all know I'm still out here on my comedy grind, right?
Yes, sir.
So still trying to hone my skills. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's rough. You know what I'm saying? I get a little discouraged, but I keep going. So somebody hit me up. They be like, yo, Lee, we want you to do this show. I'm like, bet. You know, I don't know how to say no to shit. I'm like, cool. All black crowd. I'm still learning to connect with all black crowds. You gotta be funny, boom, 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 rattle this shit off. But I got my set of jokes. So I get there, you know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, show starts at 7:30. Doors open at 7:30, show starts at 8:30. Get there at 7:11. They still setting up. I'm helping setting up. DJ not there. Bartender not there. They got liquor but no ice. Like, oh my God. I'm like, yo, this is gonna be a rough night. So I'm supposed to be the guy that opens up and then just brings out the host or whatever. You know, they throw me to the wolves. I know my position. I understand where it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right. They're like, okay, he kind of funny. We'll let him warm up the crowd. We'll let them eat him alive first. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. But then they're talking to me and they're like, yeah, you gonna bring so-and-so out. I'm like, what? I'm like, well, wait a minute. Y'all talking to me like I'm hosting this motherfucker. Like y'all keep saying, I thought I'm bringing one person out after I do my set. And so as the night goes along, like they done made me the host and ain't said nothing. I'm like, so, but now I'm like, yo, I'm tripping because I got my 5-minute, 7-minute set. That's all I came here with. Now, but when you bring somebody out, you gotta go out there. You gotta do a little bit, hey man, little jokey joke, and then bring somebody else out. Bro, I am out here making up shit on the fly, and I'm crashing like a motherfucker. But I'm texting the DJ. I'm like, hey DJ, you got some Key Sweat back there? He like, yeah, I got some Key Sweat. I'm like, hey dog, when I point to you and I say play that sweat, play some slow Key Sweat, right? And I made this joke about, yeah, man, y'all remember back in the day when your parents would forget you had a half day of school and your ass come home early and you smell incense and shit, and you like, what is that incense? And you hear this shit playing. The DJ fucked me up. He played one of the fastest Key Sweat songs. I'm like, this nigga. I'm like, bro. So now I'm just on stage. Ain't nobody laughing. I'm like, bro, you don't understand what you have to go through when you out there on stage and like you ain't making motherfuckers laugh and you just gotta keep it going, keep a smile on your damn face. That shit there. Oh my God. So it was a night last night, bro. I did better with my work, with my bit than I did the last time I did an all black show. But bro, when I tell you it was rough. It was rough last night. It was so many variables that were already messed up, like the food wasn't ready, everything, but it was a good show for everybody else. But like I was learning a lot on the fly last night, bro.
I definitely need to pull up to one of them,
bro. My girl's like, oh, I recorded it for you. I'm like, oh, that's okay. we can archive that.
you got off stage and broke her phone.
Oh, I wonder what happened to it.
Hey, did you tell him how you ended up with the gold hair?
No, I need you to remind me of this story. Like, how did I end up with the gold hair? I forget how this happened. I remember a lot of stuff after. I remember a lot of stuff after it was gold, but
so Lee being at the time what we would call the little homie, You know what I'm saying? Me and Lee used to chill a lot. And I don't know what it was. I don't know how this conversation was like, yo, I'm gonna dye my hair. Yeah, I'm gonna dye my hair too, right? I bet. So, so I told him I was dyeing my hair. He said he was gonna dye his hair as well,
bro.
But when we get to school the next day, I didn't have my hair dyed.
Come on.
You an ass. I remember that shit.
But
now
I'm-
you an
but I'm-
asshole.
But I'm gonna tell you. So Lee was looking crazy, right? But then when Lee went and got that cut, the waves was popping and he had these little highlights with the waves, and that shit was fly as fuck, and they was on his dick.
They were on my dick until okay. So let me tell y'all this other half. So, bro, this is when Drumline came out, right? CZ, was it me and you and some chicks that went to the theater, or was it? Oh no, it was the crew. I think it was the crew. Listen, it was the crew. So we all went to go see Drumline, right? We up in that bitch. I got the hoodie on. CC's been the asshole that he is. CC like, no, I'll take the hoodie out. I'm like, man, leave me fucking alone. CC snatches, you know, Baywalk back in the day. Everybody's at Baywalk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's Drumline. Nigga, every motherfucking youth in the city is at Baywalk. CC snatches off the hoodie and yo, this is God. Like, we in the theater, nigga, right? So niggas is cracking. I put the hoodie back on. So we watching the movie. Some nigga in the movie was it Drumline? Yeah. Some nigga in the movie had gold hair. So some other nigga in the theater, look, it's Cisco again, you know. So I'm in the theater. I'm getting so mad. I'm wrapping my keys around my hand. I'm like, yo, I'm finna fuck you niggas so bad for this goddamn show. Bro, they rolled me so fucking bad about that gold hair, yo. That shit was crazy.
They ain't know you was ahead of your time.
You know what I'm saying? You was out here ahead of your time, man. What my man Lil Wayne said, man. You know what I'm saying? Dreads and face tats. I'm the apex. You know what I'm saying? He started these niggas out here.
Yeah.
Dude,
That shit was
they ain't
funny,
believe
bro.
in you back then, but guess what? God did.
God did.
did.
God did.
We're gonna call this episode God did.
Hey, that's what the name of it's already up. CC, that's what
I
named
didn't know you said. Oh, you did, right? you put day exclamations. God did.
What I do? I gotta go back and fix it. I pushed the wrong button.
Y'all just getting live buffoonery right now, yo.
You're
Oh man,
Hey man,
that's crazy, dog. Yo, being a kid, man, being a kid was wild. Think about the parties we was at. Think about the fact that we was all across town in cars. You know, like your kids are going to be doing the same shit. You're just going to be able to see it on social media now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, because they're silly and they're going to put it on social media.
And for my son or daughter who might be watching this in the future, I'm always gonna be king of the technology in the house. I'm always watching.
I got a question, man. Talking about social media, right?
How
do y'all feel about the DA in Atlanta, right? She made a statement. She basically said, look, man, if you don't want your lyrics used against you, right? Don't commit crimes and then rap about it. That's what she said.
I agree.
And there's people who's mad at her for trying to clean up Atlanta. And if you haven't been paying attention, Atlanta is wild as fuck right now. And they say, this is what people are saying. A lot of people commit these crimes, but Atlanta is the meetup spot. Atlanta is the hangout. Atlanta is the hub. Although it's crimes happening there, it's a lot of people who come from wherever they at, did bullshit and come to Atlanta, and then they getting caught up in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But how y'all feel about that, man? Like a lot of people are up in arms about don't use lyrics and this and that and the third. And we kind of talked about this last week, but they mad at her for doing her job, bro.
Yeah. But, hey.
I think number one, when you hear that, you got to pay attention to the fact that it's a Black woman in the role that she's in. And this is one of the major reasons they're mad at her for doing her job, right? You already got to face scrutiny for a lot of different things. I think some of the Black youth and Black mothers who got kids out there doing the damn dirt are their mindset are you supposed to protect the Black communities and Black families. And I think that's a whole nother issue and rabbit hole that we go down of how we try to protect each other and ourselves. And we, like the families that have the pedophiles in the freaking family, and they try to protect them, or what happens in the family, we keep it in the family type of shit. That might be a whole nother thing that I'm going down, but that's what I feel. I feel the black community is like, oh, you ain't looking out for us. But it's like, no, you have to call the bullshit when the bullshit is there. And I totally 100% agree with her. If you dummies are dumb enough to admit to a crime in a song, you need to be caught. Do you know what brilliant criminals do who just they leave breadcrumbs? They want to send letters to the police because they're like, I'm brilliant, you can't catch me. They're brilliant though. You're not brilliant.
They ain't figured out Zodiac Killer yet.
Right. If you're not that damn brilliant,
Jack the Ripper.
Exactly. And I'm sure they weren't rapping about the shit. Like, imagine, that's hilarious. That's funny as hell. Jack the Ripper rapping about ripping a bitch open. Oh my God. I don't know how to shoot that, but yo.
Hey, we gonna think about it. We gonna make it. All we need is a dark alleyway.
Right. Bro, I totally agree with her. If you're dumb enough, it's like it's like, oh, you wrote a letter saying that you committed this murder and put it somewhere, but you shouldn't use that letter against me. What? What?
That's exactly what
right. Yeah.
You wrote this letter to your brother in prison saying that you murdered two guys, and you had details that we don't have in the news. So I agree.
Like the whole phones being tapped in prison. Like nobody knows this.
Man, look.
Why is it that nobody knows this? Why are you openly discussing bullshit? Why are you openly discussing shit on this anyway? They've shown you that they can get to it if they need to.
Bruh, any dope dealer will sit there and be like, when they talking on the phone, hit me on my other phone, hit me on this, and niggas talking codes. So how come y'all talking codes about buying dope, but yet in your song you want to use facts? I'm confused. You ain't even talking in codes in the song.
I shot this nigga Lee in his face. It was on August 8th. It was about 2:00. Better yet, it was 8.
He was sitting outside of his mama house, so I put 2 hot ones in him, and then I went to the Waffle House. I hit him with the hammer. They got it on camera. I hit him with the hammer. They got it on camera. I had to do damage. Rolled off in the Camry.
Here's my social. Yeah, you see what it is. Better yet, I'm gonna send you a picture of my birth certificate.
My location was on TikTok, but I won't stop when I hit him with this Glock. Like, what the hell?
Pussy ass cops.
That'd be the next one. Yeah, hey man, Crocker's always fucking with a nigga, dog. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even do that shit, dog. You ain't do that shit. You literally said, no, cuz that shit was just that shit was just art, dog. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking Crocker's out, man. I slide me a motherfucking Crocker, dog. Crack around here with that fault shit, cuz. I don't know why. I love imitating our people, bro.
That ain't our people. That's your people. It's always the same nigga. I slide me a
motherfucking nigga, dog, man, around here with that fuck shit, cuz. Yeah, you did. They in the car. I don't feel like getting up to go get them. You wait till I get the permit. You wait till I get the real ones that I can put in where I can actually talk with the motherfuckers. Oh, Pompano Pete is gonna be lit around this bitch.
Yo, who killed R&B?
Love.
What? The lack of love. Yeah, the lack of
real shit.
Yo, why people be saying that, man? Is R&B really dead?
I believe so.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, for real. You listen to the breast niggas from Florida rapping.
To breast niggas from Florida rapping? What you talking about?
Yeah, you listen to Rod Wave, nigga.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm like, well, here now.
Go listen to Tone IE new album.
This is what I'm gonna say. R&B isn't dead. Love music is dead. Like I feel it's still alive.
Was love music.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's broader these days. I feel as though because if we really get technical, R&B is just rhythm and blues. So but I feel as
who's an R&B artist though?
So and again,
because I don't think SZA. I guess is Giveon considered an R&B artist?
He's got something. His music is R&B, but I feel like sometimes it's shit depressing. But back in my arms again. But I think they all classify as R&B, but that's what I'm saying. I think you got to give a different category, like love music. I feel like we're missing. Love music was everywhere in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And it's in little pockets now. You still can find it. You have to be, but it's like mainstream. Don't push it.
So what was
drugs?
I was just about so you right about that. Niggas is depressed, niggas is sad and all of that. What's love music? Give me love music from back in the day.
If we go to the 90s, I was about to pull out the girl, but let's see from the 90s.
Don't go way back. Everybody, that's a default.
But if we go to the women, love will be right here. Be right here. I would be right here. I don't remember who she is. Let me give me some.
SWV.
Was that R&B?
Who can I run to?
Yeah, SWV. That's definitely R&B.
Who can I run to?
That's when they start blending the hip hop with it too, though.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go straight to boys to men.
Boys to men. Yeah.
Jodeci.
Color Me Bad.
Campbell. Although he just his is R&G.
R&G, rhythm and guy.
It's been that though.
Let me put this rhythm in this guy, Tony Braxton. Like,
can I just say, without being canceled, did anybody ever think that Tevin Campbell was straight? I thought we always knew he was.
Yeah, I thought that was
always a.
This is like what I don't be understanding. It didn't even fucking matter. Nobody cared.
Back then. Yeah, we didn't. But
I think because of the way it's portrayed in the news, it becomes this thing. But it's like, oh, he finally comes out, and it's like, okay, is an album coming behind that? Like, give us the music. I'm glad you living your truth, but it's like, come on, man, nobody cares about that, bro. I really think a lot of people think that it's a problem, and it's really not as big of a problem as people think it is.
Right.
I think. And this is just me. I think what it is because it's so publicized and it's made into a spectacle that people is like, all right, I'm tired of fucking hearing about it.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think is important is that if there's injustices being done, those should be highlighted. Yeah. But the fact that is it Demi Lovato came out like 13 different times with different pronouns, and she's all like, after you do that, it's like, okay, what are we doing? I bet people in the community are like, all right, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Listen,
what are you? Him, they, he, she, he, we.
I didn't remember what the hell pronouns was until all of this shit started happening. I'm like, nigga, I didn't remember this shit. Goddamn bird.
They didn't exist until, well, I ain't gonna say that. I'm about to be ignorant. I didn't know they existed until this shit, till they became this thing.
I'm like, you mean it's an action word? I don't remember what. Oh,
that's like cis. Like when somebody was like, these cisgendered. And I'm like, what the fuck is cisgender? And they couldn't tell me. And I had Googled it, and I was like, oh, so just what I am? Like, I didn't know that was the thing.
So, yeah. So, but.
Born.
Go ahead, yeah. Oh, my camera. Hold on. I'm about to fuck some shit up. But yeah, man, I just feel like there's not, I don't think love music is pushed as much as it used to be. We have a lot of music. There's a lot of people still doing. There's a guy named Teddy Swims. Oh my god, white guy, beautiful voice. He's from like London, Europe, or somewhere. I don't know, but he does some beautiful, love music.
Teddy Swims.
You got to look this man up. He's got a song that I love called "Set the Bed on Fire." Oh my god. I don't know if he talking about a girl with an STD or what.
I was just about to say that could be one or two things here, buddy.
But so
be more careful.
It's out there. They just don't push it to the masses. And I think I've always felt like art and music is the pulse of the world. You can see where we are in society by putting your hand, listening to the music, the movies that we make, and all these artistic views.
You set the bed on fire. That means that man needs to go get checked, and she needs to get checked because goddamn.
Yeah.
Fireman, fireman.
But yeah, man. It is Set the Bed on Fire as a song. Yeah, man, look it up. Reginald Teddy Swims. But hey, y'all, man.
Teddy Swims.
we about to wrap this thing up, man. It's been another successful Day One's podcast. What y'all got going on before we slide out, yo?
New art. Got a show coming up on October 29th.
Yeah, go scroll that camera up again. What that is over there to the left, to the right.
Is it a scratch and sniff? Let me see.
Is it a scratch? Yeah. You got that white woman on the wall.
But don't tell Dr. Umar, okay?
I've never been good at this.
He's
just gonna pop up in my DM like this.
I was just gonna let you keep going.
But yeah, just know that I want everybody to know that God did. Jay-Z been doing this since the beginning. So that don't act like y'all surprised. I'm upset that they've done decoded the rhymes and they should have just left it in the code for the ones who understand it. But God did, and Sweet 727 Part 2 is on the way. I'm getting features and all together right now. So, I just want a
spoken word part on that, man. Just give me a spoken word part on that. That's it.
I need all of that because I'm doing Charlie Funk and the Family type.
Give me the theme. Give me the theme of the album, and I'm coming in like Big Rude.
It's going.
Make sure y'all check them out. If y'all have checked out the first Sweet 727, check that out. And everything that Charlie Funk got screaming. And just go on iTunes and put in Charlie Funk. Go to Spotify, put in Charlie Funk. Go on YouTube and put in Charlie Funk and stream everything everywhere and support this brother. And make everything. And make sure y'all go to buy some of that merch. Where they can get the merch from? Organicart.com.
Organicart.com. Okay.
Yep, it's gonna be in the description because we're gonna get that together too. And for me, man, hey man, I'm just out here working, man. I'm just out here working, shooting these photos, trying to master this film, man, because I want my project to be on film, and I think I'm dialing everything in. I've been actually I put together the whole I don't even know what to call it, but the presentation of how I'm going to do this project, and I'm gonna start reaching out to the people that's gonna be involved in it, man. It's going to be a docuseries, man. It's going to be something that you can sit down and watch on your TV, as well as enjoy the images. And then when I eventually actually do this show and bring it to St. Pete, bring it to wherever, and post it up in the gallery, you'll get the full visual experience. Because that's what I'm thinking, man. It's bigger than Instagram, it's bigger than YouTube, it's bigger than all of this. I want to bring it to you live and direct, man. And I always keep rocking with UlyssesBurden.com. Check the website, check the blog. Another blog gonna be coming soon, whatever I decide to sit down and write, man. And then some more projects gonna be coming out too.
Hey man, it's your boy, it's me, IG Lee, aka the Roach Coach, man. Y'all know I'm out here in these comedy streets. I'll let y'all know when the next show come up, man. Make sure y'all follow me on it's Lee, IG Lee, Instagram, it's me _IG Lee, TikTok. It's me, IG Lee, Facebook. And shout out to everybody in the comments again. Thank you. We appreciate you. Keep telling people about us, man. We up to 125 subscribers. We're going to keep this thing going, man, because everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that might like this show. So please like, share, comment. And if y'all ever have a topic, something y'all come throughout the week, man, that y'all want to hear our opinion about, don't hesitate to DM me, Tracy. I know you do it all the time. Thank you, sweetheart. Send it to us. Let us know, man. You know, sometimes we get bogged down with things going on in the week and we don't catch everything. But want y'all to know we love y'all. We appreciate y'all, and we up out of this thing, man. Dang, I should have had one song.
Hey, I need a super duper favor before we go.
What's up?
I need y'all to hit up one of your day one homies. Hit them on Facebook or wherever you got them. Hit them and find them in your phone. You ain't talked to them in a while, and holler at them. Get a conversation going, and then send them the link to the show.
Hey, straight up. All right, y'all. We up out of here, man. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.